This is a moment we've been waiting for, at least I've been waiting for a very long time. We are here at the actual Grand Canyon.
Devin just about got us into a wreck trying to flip around because he saw this canyon.
Well, we just saw it. We were driving and then I saw it and we just had to park. Wow.
Just about lost his mind.
This is crazy. No way. Look at it.
The camera just doesn't quite do it justice.
That's one of the most incredible things I've ever seen. It just keeps going. All right, everybody. If you have not come to see the Grand Canyon, you 100% need to, because that is just so cool. Definitely one of the coolest things somebody could ever see. If you haven't seen it, you need to come. If you're not in America, you need to come. Basically, everybody, just come see the Grand Canyon. It's really grand.
See, Devon's never been to the Grand Canyon before, so his mind is totally blown right now. But the other thing is, I've been to the Grand Canyon before, and my mind is still pretty blown. This place is incredible.
So far while being here in the Grand Canyon, we've just been looking at all of these lookouts. We are at the Desert Viewpoint, which was really cool. It has a really cool river that runs through it, which would be super fun to go kayaking through, which we will have to do on another trip.
The river is called the Colorado River, and it's the one that cuts through the entire Grand Canyon. It actually made the Grand Canyon.
I mean, come on guys, check this out. This is just amazing. It's so expansive and it just keeps going and going and going.
So usually that watchtower is open. You can go all the way up and see like 360 views, but it is currently closed. It's probably amazing if you go. Next, we are headed over to like the main area of the visitor center. We're gonna hike just a little bit on the red route for the shuttle, which will take us to several different amazing viewpoints.
So we have decided not to do the little red rim trail today because it's gonna be about 8 miles or so and it's a bit late. We won't have time to do all of that tonight, so we're gonna do it tomorrow. So now we're just hanging out, looking at this other vantage point of this beautiful canyon with my wife, my pregnant little wife. All right, here we are in the morning time. Actually on this trail.
We finally made it. This is the rim trail. It goes around basically almost all of the rim of the canyon that is accessible as part of the park. It's paved. It has little stops that you can hop on and off the shuttle if you want to. And so far it's really pretty.
Guys, if you have never been to the Grand Canyon, you definitely need to come because it is so cool. There's just so much to see. Look, there's just a forest and there's this baby little mountain right out there that you can hardly see.
Those are called the San Francisco Peaks.
And look, you just have all this forest, and then boom! It's just a canyon. It's just huge. It's just magnificent, and it's just crazy. By far, so far, the most awesome national park we've seen out of all the 11 I think we're at now. So this is a really fun trail to go on, this rim trail. It's like 8 miles, but you just keep getting to all of these different lookout points, and it's just really neat to see everything, which is all kind of the same, but just slightly different vantage points of it, which are pretty cool.
So the really cool thing is it is paved, but it still has like some elevation gain. So it's gonna be a little bit more of a difficult hike. They have shuttle buses that come through at each, every half mile or so to pick you up if you are done. The really neat thing is you can come and you can spend all day here, or you can just kind of hike super fast. You could even run it if you wanted to and be done in just an hour or two.
All right, this is one of the cooler vantage points we've gotten to because you can get this really, really wide, 170 degree, maybe even wider than that, vantage point of just the whole canyon. It just looks so cool. So I believe this one is called Powell Point, and it is just epic. So neat. One of these days, not this day, we're gonna go rafting down the Colorado. At the start of this hike, there's a fair amount of elevation gain, but ever since then, that first quarter mile or so, it's been pretty flat. So if you're at the Grand Canyon and you just want a really easy hike, come do this rim trail because you can do however much of it you want. And once you're tired, you just walk another quarter mile or however long it's gonna be to the next bus stop, and then you can go back to the visitor center. So it works out really well. And if you want to do the entire trail, which is 14 miles, you can do that too, which is pretty nice. We're doing 8 miles of it. And then you just keep getting to amazing views just like this. And these views are always good no matter where you are and however many times you see it. They just look so cool all the time, every time. When planning this trip, oh man, we really wanted to go down the canyon, but as you can see from me almost slipping, Even on this rim trail, there's still quite a bit of ice, and we are reading about the trail down into the canyon, and you need crampons because it's pretty icy for several miles. So we ended up not doing that because we don't have crampons. And my little woman doesn't like to slip.
No, I don't. It's like the scariest thing ever.
So the next time we come to do the Grand Canyon, we have 3 things on our agenda. 1 is to hike all the way down to the bottom. 2 is to kayak the Colorado River. And 3 is to do a helicopter tour. I think that would be the ultimate Grand Canyon itinerary. If you do those 3 things, that would be the most epic Grand Canyon trip you could do.
Today we are showing you the free version.
Free but still magnificent. I mean, come on. It's just look at all of that. It's great. The best way to know if a national park is worth visiting is if you can go visit a big hike, do 8 miles or so, and see basically the same views every time, but each and every time they're just still incredible. And that is the Grand Canyon in a nutshell. You do an 8-mile hike, you see largely the same thing, but every time you see it, it's just so cool. Breathtaking.
All right, so main takeaways from the Grand Canyon. Number 1, if you have not been, you gotta come see it. Number 2, it needs a new name. We need a name that is bigger than grand. It's so expansive, so beautiful, so awe-inspiring. It can't just be the Grand Canyon.
I concur. It's been great. Make sure to come to the Grand Canyon. Make sure to subscribe, comment down below what you think, and I'll see you in the next video.